Aloha kako. My name is Hokule Lindsay, and I am the Administrative Roles Officer for the Department of Hawaiian Homelands. This video presentation is background information about our proposed rules on the management of water systems. This presentation is intended to be pretty short, so it's not gonna give you a lot of detail, but what it will give you is information on sort of the intent of the department behind the rules, the process we've gone through to get to the point where we're ready to do public hearing, and then also where do you go to get more information and how do you participate in the hearings. So the first slide and the first topic is really about process. So beneficiary consultation is part of the Department of Hawaiian Homeland's rulemaking process. Whenever we have administrative rules that we want to take a look at, we have beneficiary consultation meetings. And the meetings for these water rules were held in 2017. They were statewide, so a meeting was held on every island, but there were 2 meetings held on Hawaii and West Hawaii, and 3 were held on Molokai. And the reason for the additional meetings in these communities is because those are where our water systems are located, and people in those communities are the consumers on these water systems. So we gave them multiple meetings. If you are interested in the information about the beneficiary consultation, what the discussion was in those meetings, any changes that were made to the original draft of the rules because of those meetings, that information is available on the department's website. It is a long address, as you can see, but it's really not that hard to get there. All you need to do is go to dhhl.hawaii.gov. Okay, that's the department's webpage. There it is, dhhl.hawaii.gov. In the search box, you type water rules. And I've done this a few times, practicing to make sure it works so it comes up in my history. But you search water rules and a bunch of stuff comes up. But really, all you got to do, choose the first one, and here's the page with the very long address, and just a ton of information on it. It's got public notice, you can read it. It's got links to watch the hearings live. It's got the dates and times of the hearings. It's got the email address if you want to participate and give testimony. It's got a mailing address if you prefer to write or type your testimony and send it in to the department using the post office. And here is the information that I was talking about, the submittals to the Hawaiian Homes Commission. Under the heading of background information, the links are all there. You can pull up those submittals and read them for yourself. So one of the things that the department wants to achieve with these rules is to standardize operations. And this is really just about management of the systems, right? Good management practices. You want accountability, and one of the ways you increase accountability is by having standard operations, right? So everybody knows what's supposed to happen, how it's supposed to happen, under what conditions it's supposed to happen, when it's supposed to happen. All of those things we know, and they are written down in the rules. So really improving accountability through operations. Most of the provisions are similar to the rules that the counties have for county-owned drinking water systems. So again, really best is in management of the water systems. There are separate subchapters for drinking water systems and non-potable water system that's located in Puukapu. And so I'll show you. This is what the rules look like. Again, on that web page with the very long address, there's a link to these rules. So this is just the table of contents. So the first subchapter, there's 3 subchapters. The first one, general provisions. These apply to all of the water systems that the Department of Hawaiian Homelands owns. And then subchapter 2 is specific to our drinking water systems, and subchapter 3 is specific to Puukapu. The rules are also intended to protect the water systems. So all of the pumps, the pipes, the storage tank, all of those things that enable water to be pulled out of the ground and pumped to our consumers' faucets. All of those pieces that make up the system itself, we would like to provide protections for them so that the system is not contaminated, for one, but also for the life of the system. Right? So we've got several provisions, for example, that deal with that. Obstructed meters, if the people that go to read your water meter cannot access the meter, then that would mean there's an obstruction. So, there's a fine associated with it. There's an expectation that the obstruction be cleared away so that the meter can be read. Tampering, right? Nobody should tamper with the water system because it increases the chance that there can be contamination. And that is the last thing we want with drinking water systems or any water system because of the damage it can cause. So there are fees and consequences associated with tampering with the water system. And then fire hydrants. If who can use the water from the fire hydrants? When can you use them? If somebody vandalizes the fire hydrants or opens the fire hydrants and steals water, the fire hydrants are damaged in an accident, who's responsible for the repair costs of that damage? So those types of things, are intended to protect the water system. And so we have to have things that tell us what to do in different situations, as long as we can kind of predict or anticipate what could happen. One of the other things is the rules are also intended to deal with income and maintenance. So ideally, a water system is self-sustaining. So all of the money that comes in from consumers, right, from the use and transportation of the water in order to be used, that would be the and that money goes directly back into the water system in order to operate and maintain it. So one of the ways to address income in rules is to address delinquency. And what happens, when is bill payment due? When does it become delinquent? If you do not pay, what happens if you are delinquent? What are the options for you to make up for the payment that's owed? If water service is discontinued, how is that accomplished? Under what conditions, can service be discontinued? And then restoration of service, right? If water is turned off, water service is turned off, what needs to be done in order to turn it back on? The rules also contain updated rate schedules are attached to the proposal. So if you get the proposal and you're curious, They're all the way at the very end. There's rates for each system, whether you are a residential user, a commercial user, an agriculture user, a beneficiary, non-beneficiary. The rates are all attached to the back of the proposal. So you have some background information, you know where to go to get more information. The public hearing schedule, it's all online for this proposal, and it's online because of the public health dangers that are associated with gathering in large groups, because we still have issues with COVID-19. So we're going to avoid the group gatherings, do it all online. But what's kind of neat about this and exciting is that we're going to have 3 hearings, but instead of those hearings being on different islands or on one island, so that means no matter where you live, you can participate and you can watch all 3. You can watch them live. You can watch them after the fact. Right, you've got a lot of options at your fingertips. So 2 hearings in the evening, 1 during the daytime, November 18 and 19. That should be a Wednesday and a Thursday. In the evening, 5:30 will be an informational briefing, and then 6 p.m. will start public testimony. November 20th, that's a Friday. We're going to do it during the daytime. 11:30 a.m. will be the briefing, and then lunchtime, 12 p.m. will be the start of public testimony. If you want to participate, so meaning if you want to submit testimony, provide comment during the hearing, right? You want to do it live, email us at dhhl.adminrules@hawaii.gov. Give us your name, contact information, and very importantly, which day you would like to participate. So which hearing do you want to testify at? You give us that information, we'll be able to send you a link, and that link will put you in, essentially a waiting room, so to speak, so that when it's your turn, we'll be able to turn your microphone on, and you can go ahead and provide your testimony. If you do not have a computer with the camera and microphone set up, you can do it from your phone. So same thing, email us, tell us, contact information, name, which hearing you would like to testify at. We'll send you the phone number and you just call in. Same idea. You go into a waiting room. When it's your turn, we connect you so that your phone will hook up to the hearing and you'll be recorded that way. In the meantime, just to review one more time the proposal, so the proposed rules on the website. If you prefer to go to look at a hard copy, all of the DHHL offices have hard copies available. But just remember, the hard copies that the offices have on hand are intended to stay at the office, right? So other people who want to can go look at them. If you would like the department to make a copy for you, there is a small charge of 10 cents a page. But if you notice, right, it's not a short proposal. It's 42 pages. So 10 cents, 42 pages at 10 cents a page. If you want the department to print it out or copy it for you. But, right, that's not necessary because it's right there. It's available on the website. You can have the electronic copy. You can print it out right at your fingertips. Oops. And then, of course, the address. Once again, but the easy thing, dhhl.hawaii.gov. Search water rules. and that page comes up. So there you go, quick background information, a few highlights, information, tons of it available on the website. Go ahead, take a look, do some reading, email us, sign up, participate, watch it live, watch it after the fact, all of those good things. And I will see you in the virtual world in November. Ahui ho.